This is a moment in time. We live our life a moment at a time, yet we hardly realize how truly scant our lives really are. So come, let's explore the illusion of existence and the true reality of God. First, we need to consider the world as philosophers and scientists do, a material and a spiritual world. Most people don't think in these terms today. We think this is the world, and then maybe there is a God or a spiritual dimension. But since humans first began walking on the earth, there is evidence of spiritual belief. From Göbekli Tepe in southern Turkey 11,000 years ago, to Stonehenge in southern England 5,000 years ago, the evidence shows that people have always believed in a higher power, and with good reason. Stare at the stars at night, ride the rapids through the Grand Canyon, cruise to the tropical islands, and in your soul you can sense God. There's a good reason for this. Born into a material world, this is evident from our very first breath. Yet our spiritual nature has also been evident since the first appearance of man on earth. And in your heart, you know this to be true. To fully understand our reality, we need to stop and consider what is the material world and what is matter. A material object is composed of molecules, which are made up of atoms. These atoms are packets of energy, variously arranged as elements, which combine to form molecules, and all the matter in the universe. Atoms are essentially probability clouds of electrons surrounding a tiny nucleus. And all atoms are greater than 99.9% empty space. So the reality is that matter is an illusion of perception of invisible atoms. Let's look at an atom up close. Imagine for a moment that an atom is blown up to the size of a football stadium, and you place a tiny marble down at the middle of that football field. All around it, way up in the nosebleed section, just a few fleas scattered around, and those are your electrons. It's mostly empty space. That's your atom. That's your atom that makes up all of the molecules in the entire universe, and it's mostly empty space. And now let's analyze the spiritual. We are in tune with the spiritual. We are in tune with nature. When we're out in the world that God created for us, we sense a spiritual moment in our lives. We see the spiritual in nature. We know that the spiritual exists. Our desire for the spiritual is placed within us before birth. Still, we easily recognize the material world, but irrationally we deny the spiritual aspects of our world. But an unquenched, inborn spiritual need to seek God manifests itself into confusion, addiction, psychosis, nihilism. Bad things happen when we deny the spiritual sense that God gave us. Hopelessness gradually imbues all of our mind and body. Once we lose our connection with God, we then lose our sense of meaning in life and our direction. We see how the world is composed of material and spiritual elements, and how the material world is largely just empty space. Time is also an illusion of sorts. What is the present? It's this moment in time. It is an instant when the future becomes the past. And that's all. The present does not exist except as an instant memory. In this sense, time as a presence is also an illusion. The material world is all that we allow ourselves to see today. The spiritual dimension is denied in almost all aspects of our lives. Yet, as we have seen, matter is an illusion. It's mostly empty space. And even the present moment is an illusion. And now it's gone. And so, what is reality? James says, "Yet you do not know what tomorrow will bring. What is your life? For you are a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes." Is spiritual then the true reality? We cannot know until we open our minds to it. Your spirituality is your ability to know God. All you need to do is seek, open the door, and ask for a relationship with God. Now, faith is the assurance of things hoped for and the conviction of things not seen. By faith, we understand that the universe was created by the Word of God, so that what is seen was not made out of things that are visible. You were placed on earth for a purpose. Seek your Creator. Commune with God. Would you want to spend a whole life on earth and never know the spiritual fulfillment that has been created just for you? How can you believe when you receive glory from one another and do not seek the glory that comes from the only God? There is a spiritual dimension. Meditate, pray, seek God. Explore the realm of your Creator. I tell you, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and it will be opened to you.